Let's move on and talk about our last hidden condition, condition number 3, and that's thyroid issues. Challenges with your thyroid, oftentimes they get misdiagnosed and they're definitely underdiagnosed. We may be moving along on our IBD healing journey and not feeling as good as we know we should. Thyroid challenges, they could be at the heart of keeping you from where you deserve to be with your health. Let's go ahead and dive into thyroid issues a little bit deeper. Let's start by talking about what they are. What am I talking about here when I'm talking about thyroid issues? So, your thyroid is a gland. It's shaped like a butterfly, and it's located at the base of your throat. It produces several hormones that have an impact on your overall health. Your thyroid gland, it regulates your body temperature, it either slows or speeds up your heartbeat, and most importantly for us with IBD, it controls the rate that we digest our food. Unfortunately, this gland can malfunction, and when it does, it can create thyroid challenges like hypothyroidism, and that's where there is low thyroid hormone function, or Hashimoto's disease, where there's too much thyroid hormone being produced. So, why our thyroid function matters? Why does it matter to us, especially when we have IBD? There's 4 reasons really. And I want to tell you all of them because they're really fascinating, this thyroid and gut connection. So let's talk about reason number 1. I already mentioned this when I was talking about the functions of our thyroid gland, and that's that your thyroid hormones control your digestion. So of course, this gives it an immediate and forever connection with our Crohn's and colitis because proper digestion is the key to helping our disease. Reason number 2 why this really matters, why this gland matters for us with IBD, it's because poor thyroid function, it affects our ability to absorb the nutrients in our food. Again, ding, 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 another connection with Crohn's and colitis. Now, reason number 3 is that poor thyroid functioning can lead to a condition known as leaky gut. Literally, the lining of your gut opening small holes where undigested food heads into the bloodstream. And reason number 4 why this is important for us to know, especially when we have IBD, this particular reason, it hits really close to home because it's why we might miss the thyroid issue in the first place. And that's because thyroid issues often have to do with gluten intolerance that many of us with IBD face. So, the molecular structure of gliadin, and that is the protein found in gluten, it's almost identical to the molecular structure of the thyroid gland. So when gliadin, that's that protein, that gluten protein, when it moves into the bloodstream, because we're so sensitive to it that it has caused leaky gut, that leaky gut I was talking about, our immune system now says, whoa, right? You're not supposed to be here. Oh, what is going on here? There's a foreign invader in our bloodstream. It shouldn't be here. So our immune system, which is amazingly programmed to remove foreign invaders, it moves to strike down the gliadin. Because the gliadin and the thyroid tissue is so similar, the immune system attacks the thyroid as well. And now we have a problem. We have a problem with our thyroid, all because we're sensitive to gluten. Does that make sense? I know it's a little bit convoluted. The process is a little bit convoluted, but the bottom line here is that reason number 4 why people with IBD might be impacted with unrecognized thyroid issues is because we're likely sensitive to gluten. That's the bottom line that we all need to remember. And because gluten, when we eat it, it can last up to 6 months in our body. And during all this time, then it can wreak havoc on our thyroid, right? It's yet another reason not to eat gluten if we have IBD. Now, what are we looking for here? What are the symptoms of thyroid problems? Let's do it. Let's talk symptoms here. What we're looking for to know if we have undiagnosed thyroid challenges. Okay, so there's lots of symptoms that could be an indication of a thyroid condition. Let me tell you about a few of the ones that I see most commonly. When it comes to thyroid challenges, I see things like lack of energy, trouble losing weight, hair loss, low sex drive, a number of gut challenges that we might mistake for our IBD, because remember that thyroid controls our digestion. And I also see mental health challenges and neurological challenges, things like depression and brain fog. The symptoms of a thyroid disorder, they really run the gamut. There's so many of them, which is why it's one of those hidden conditions that we don't know we have. And when it's left unchecked, it can really cause difficulties for us down the line. So, what are you going to do if you think that you might have thyroid challenges? What do you do now? If these symptoms resonate with you, where do you start? Well, the first thing you're going to do is get proper testing. I'm sounding like a broken record there, but that is the key. We've got to get proper testing. And this is a tough one because you go to your doctor, and many doctors do test your thyroid. It's very common. It's a really common test during your annual exam when the gynecologist recommends blood work, right? That yearly blood work, your CBC and all the different other levels, they usually look at your thyroid. But unfortunately, many doctors are only testing one thyroid level, and that's your TSH. And they find that your TSH is normal, right? Oftentimes your TSH is normal, and so they declare your thyroid function fine. We have to get better thyroid testing. We have to dig deeper when we suspect that there might be a thyroid challenge. We have to go to our doctor's appointments, what I call armed and dangerous. When it comes to proper thyroid testing, functional medicine doctors recommend these tests, okay? And I want you to go ahead and write this down so that you can go into your doctor's appointment ready with these specific tests that you want to request. I'm going to go ahead and let you just pause the podcast for a second if you need to get a pen and paper if you don't have it already, because if you're driving, just remind yourself where we are at in the podcast so you can go back to it later. But proper thyroid testing should include this. Of course, it should include the TSH, but it should also include T4, T3, free T4, free T3, reverse T3, and thyroid antibodies. And I know these are just the names of the tests, and I want you to be able to dig deeper than we have time for in the podcast. But if you want more information, if you want to know exactly what these tests are looking for, I want you to check out the thyroid link that I'm going to put in the show notes. There's a great article by Dr. Will Cole that I'm going to link there. And so you can get more information about thyroid function if it's something that you are concerned about, if this really resonates with some of the symptoms you've been having. And he also talks about what these specific thyroid tests are for and why they should be given to you. So I will link that in the show notes. Okay, I just have to say, ladies, this is crucial. This is crucial information. We all need to get proper thyroid testing. I know for me, I go to my yearly physical and my gynecology screening with a piece of paper that has these tests on it. And I want to make sure that I'm getting my thyroid properly tested at least yearly. The earlier you detect a thyroid problem, the sooner you can begin to take measures to treat it. So please, if you only hear one thing from this episode, please make sure you do this. Get proper thyroid testing. It's done with a simple blood test. So this is something that every doctor can do. And sometimes they just need a little bit of direction from you. Okay, so let's say that you go through all this, you get the proper testing, and you find out that you do have a thyroid challenge. It's important not to freak out or think it's the end of the world because there's a lot that can be done to help your thyroid. talk to your doctor about eating right for your thyroid. Guess what? Eating right for your gut and eating right for your thyroid, they're very similar. You're going to be strengthening both at the same time, which is a beautiful thing. There's also medication that can help your thyroid as well, both synthetic and natural thyroid replacement hormones. There's also supplements that can strengthen your thyroid hormones, like zinc, magnesium, B vitamins, and vitamin D. I want you to make a plan with your doctor, a plan that's tailored for your needs. And make sure that they know that you have Crohn's or colitis, because that will need to be taken into account when deciding on the best treatment plan for you. Everyone's thyroid needs, they're different depending on the severity of your challenge. But think about just making a plan together and making sure that it includes all facets to help you. Definitely diet. I have to say, diet should be in there as well. There's a lot you can do to help your thyroid with diet alone. Okay, my dear. Those are the 3 hidden conditions that may be impacting your ability to feel completely well when you know that you're doing everything right to help your IBD. Let's go ahead and recap the 3 hidden conditions one more time. Hidden condition number 1 was small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, SIBO. SIBO is an overgrowth of bacteria in your small intestine, and it often mimics your IBD symptoms, and it makes it difficult for you to know if you have this condition. Proper testing is a must. I want you to follow the steps that we outlined in this episode, and you'll be on track for SIBO busting success. All right, hidden condition number 2. Hidden condition number 2 was Candida. Candida is another condition where the symptoms mimic your Crohn's or colitis, and this is what makes it difficult to know that you have it. And it might be hiding a problem that you don't even know you have. It might be the difference between 80% remission and full remission for your IBD challenges. Again, like SIBO, you want to see a very qualified medical provider to help you get a good diagnosis and then to help you with the treatment for this condition. Know that treatment is available and you can get over it. You can get over this. You don't have to suffer with Candida your whole life. The last condition we talked about was hidden condition number 3, and that was thyroid challenges. Thyroid challenges are notorious for laying low and getting undiagnosed, especially for those of us with Crohn's or colitis. Thyroid conditions have a very strong gluten connection, which makes it even more important for us to avoid gluten if we have IBD. The sooner you get your thyroid condition diagnosed and treated, come up with a treatment plan for it. And remember, that's a prolonged approach that includes food, the better your overall health will be. Remember, the thyroid controls many functions in your body, including your digestion. So we all want the healthiest thyroid we can possibly have. Research the testing I mentioned in this episode, and don't be afraid to take this information directly to your doctor to ensure that you get a full range of thyroid testing. Thyroid health can be really complicated, but when we put all the pieces together and we get proper testing, we get a really good picture of what's going on with your thyroid. This has been an excerpt from the Cheeky Podcast for Moms with IBD, episode 30. It's just a snippet from what we talked about on the episode. And if you're a mom with Crohn's or colitis and you found this information valuable and you want to hear more, you can hear the whole episode. The link is in the comments. If you're not a podcast junkie like me and you'd rather get your gut-loving information on YouTube, which I understand, it also rocks, you can click subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell. You'll then be notified every time a new video drops. Be well, my friend.